I'm going to tell you how this ends first, because by the time you get there, the beginning won't feel as small as it started. There's a photo on my laptop right now. It's sitting in my downloads folder. I didn't put it there. It's a hallway, my hallway, taken from the outside of my door, angled slightly down, the way you'd hold a phone if you didn't want anyone to see you holding it. The metadata says it transferred to my device at 3:17 in the morning on a Tuesday. I was asleep. I'm in 12 photos on a phone I have never owned. I have never seen this phone before in my life. I found it at a Goodwill. It was in a box of cables and phone cases sitting under a cracked portable charger. The screen was water damaged. I bought the whole box for $4 because I needed the USB-C cable at the bottom. That was 5 weeks ago. I charged the phone that night out of habit, the way you pick up something and start using it before you've made a decision about it. It powered on, no passcode. The gallery opened to 847 photos. I started scrolling to find a name, a face, an owner. By photo 312, something had already shifted. I didn't have words for it yet. By photo 801, I stopped completely. That's a coffee shop. I go there every Tuesday. I kept scrolling. I spent the first night just scrolling. No system, no notes. I was still in the mode of trying to find the owner, someone's grandmother, someone's lost vacation phone. That's what you tell yourself at the start. The first 835 photos are by every measure normal. Street scenes in what looks like a mid-sized city. I don't recognize it, but I'm not sure it matters. There's a recurring cat tabby, overweight, clearly loved, photographed in at least 40 shots across what looks like 2 or 3 years. There's a birthday party. A child, maybe 4 or 5, with a foil balloon and cake. There's food, lots of food. Plates at restaurants, coffee cups, once a very specific and obviously homemade pasta dish. Normal things, the kind of photos everyone has. I started building a rough chronology the second night. The EXIF data was partially intact. Some photos had GPS stripped, but the timestamps were there. The first photo is dated 14 months before I found the phone. The last photo is dated 11 days before I found it. 83 of those 14 months are ordinary, then the tone breaks. Photo 836 is an exterior shot of a building I recognized immediately. It's the gym I go to Tuesday and Thursday mornings. The photo is taken from across the street, slightly elevated like from a car or a bus stop bench. The timestamp is 7:14 a.m. I'm usually there by 7:20. Photos 837 through 843 follow the same logic. My grocery store, the entrance to my building. The coffee shop I mentioned, interior this time, a table near the window empty, the specific table I usually take. My laundromat, which is not close to my apartment and which I only use because it's open late. Each photo is taken from a distance. No framing, no composition. These are surveillance photos. That's the only word I have for them. And then there's 844. A hallway, fluorescent overhead light. The third door on the left is slightly open. There's a figure visible in the background, blurred, slightly out of focus, the way subjects blur when the camera is focused on something else. I zoomed in until the pixels broke apart. It's me leaving my apartment. I'm looking down at my phone. I have no idea this photo is being taken. I sat with that for a while before I kept going. The next thing I did was check the phone's frequent locations. It's a built-in iOS feature. Most people don't know it exists. It lives in settings, under privacy, under location services, under system services. It logs where your phone goes and how often. It builds a map of your life. On most phones, these entries are labeled automatically. Home, work, maybe a gym if you go often enough. The system guesses based on arrival time and frequency. The labels are generic. These were not generic. My gym was labeled manually. The label read Tuesday, Thursday, not a location name, a schedule. The grocery store was labeled Saturday AM. The coffee shop Tuesday after. And then my buildings, my specific building, not the neighborhood, not the block, the building. The label read name, work. My name, my full first and last name, spelled correctly. I want to be precise about this. I work remotely. I do not have an office. I do not have clients who come to my address. My building is not a commercial space. There is no version of the world in which a stranger would label my home address as my workplace using my name unless they already knew who lived there and what I did for a living. I went through the phone's contacts next. Empty, cleared, not empty from disuse. There are ghosts in a phone that's never had contacts, a certain kind of blankness. This was different. This was wiped. Email app, 3 accounts all logged out, but the mail app had 1 draft sitting in the local drafts folder, not synced, not sent, not scheduled. A draft that existed only on the device itself. The to field contained my personal email address, not my work address, not a public address, the one I've had since college, the one I give to almost no one. The subject line was blank. The body contained 1 sentence. I thought you'd find this eventually. That was it. No signature, no context, present tense, not I hope you find this, not if you're reading this. I thought you'd find this eventually. The way you'd say it to someone whose patterns you'd studied, someone whose Tuesday morning you already knew. I filed a non-emergency report that same night. I'm not going to tell you which department or give you case numbers because I don't have a case number. The officer I spoke to over the phone, not in person, told me that without evidence of a crime, without proof of physical proximity or threat, there wasn't a clear next step. I explained the location data. I explained the draft. I explained photo 844. He asked me if I could prove the photo was taken by the phone's owner. I said the EXIF data would confirm it. He said EXIF data can be edited. He was right, it can. I called the Goodwill the next morning. The store manager was helpful. She pulled the intake log for the box. It was donated anonymously, dropped in the overnight bin, which doesn't require any donor information. The bin that you put stuff in when the store is closed. The one with no camera coverage because it's around the side of the building. I want to be clear about something. I tried to find the rational explanation. I ran the phone's serial number through a stolen device registry not listed. I cross-referenced the birthday party photos against public Facebook profiles for 3 evenings before I accepted that this would take years to resolve, if it resolved at all. I checked whether the Goodwill had received other donations from the same bin that night that might carry a name. They had 4. None matched any information on the phone. On day 6, I decided to factory reset it. There was nothing more I could get from it that I hadn't already documented, and I didn't want it in my apartment anymore. I photographed every screen I thought mattered. I exported what I could, then I wiped it. That should have been the end of it. I want to walk you through what I know about AirDrop because it matters. AirDrop is a file transfer system that works over Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Your phone needs to be unlocked and within roughly 30 feet of the receiving device. You need to accept the transfer on the receiving end unless your settings are set to receive from everyone, in which case you can accept automatically. I have never had my settings on everyone. I checked. I have them on contacts only. Something transferred photo 844 from that phone to my laptop at 3:17 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. Both devices were in my apartment. I was asleep. The phone had no passcode. My laptop was closed but not shut down. I don't know how to explain that. I have tried. I keep going back to it. Photo 844 is still in my downloads folder. I haven't deleted it. I'm not sure why. Maybe because deleting it feels like the last step in something I haven't finished yet. Maybe because it's the only piece of this I can still look at. The phone is reset. The location data is gone. The draft email is gone. The 847 photos are gone, except for the screenshots I took, except for the ones I exported, except for 844, which I apparently already had. I have gone back through my laptop's activity log looking for anything else. A second transfer. A connection I don't remember. I haven't found one. That's either reassuring or it means I haven't looked in the right place yet. Here is what I know for certain. Someone spent at least 14 months carrying a phone. They photographed an ordinary life, a cat, a birthday, meals, streets. And then in the last 11 days before that phone ended up in a donation bin, they used it to document mine. My gym, my grocery store, my hallway, my face. They knew my name, they had my email address. They wrote me one sentence and never sent it. And then they put the phone somewhere they expected me to find it. I don't know what they wanted me to do with this. I don't know if finding it was the point or if something else was. I don't know if they know I found it. I don't know if there's anything else on my devices that I haven't noticed yet. I keep checking my downloads folder. It's still just the one photo.